Hello and welcome back. It's been a couple days. I've been working on this box, really enjoying it, honestly. This is Glasgow Smile, originally on vulnhub, hosted on oscp Proving Grounds Play, so you can get it for free. It's a really nice box. Pretty straightforward. I learned some things from it, just as I really was intending to, because I've exhausted the 5 and 8 point boxes from the free portion, and I'm digging into the 10 pointers. And, I'm really having a fun time with it. So, let's just start up an Nmap, and we'll talk through this a bit while it's running. What we're going to find is a web app. We're going to do some brute forcing, and then we're going to have lots and lots of user pivoting on the box before finally locating the privilege escalation, which is actually a really good time. So the biggest part that I am enjoying about this is I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to write probably in Python a weblogin brute forcer. And I really took a little while to pick apart the steps of the whole cookie thing, the security token generation, and things like that. So I'll actually probably make a video of that sometime this weekend, demonstrating that, because it's really educational. If you're experienced at all, probably won't be too interesting. But for me, I'm super enthusiastic about it, and I'm looking forward to it. So we have port 22 and port 80. Well, let me tell you, don't try to brute force 22. You're not going to do it. So we have port 80. What do we do? I love to start with Nikto. And then I love a nice little go buster. Let's not give that away too quickly. I'm fine. Big is okay, but I've been really more of a fan of the medium nowadays. So we're not going to take that too seriously. I've been using GoBuster just sort of to get the first level enumeration. Ugh. I need to figure out how to get rid of the all these error messages. But see, it's doing that pretty fast, which I enjoy. While it's doing that, we can take a look. glasgow.pg/robots.txt. Not found. It's a nice little generic thing to look at. So we've got Joomla. So let's do a go buster just on Joomla. And I'll go back here and again use the medium. That's fine. We immediately see some items coming up here. Index.php looks like it could be interesting. Let's do a curl v, no, not that, just glasgow.pg/index.php. Oh, that's right. Joomla. And we see looks like a login page. So that's fun. what else do we see here? We see there's configuration.php, and it actually has a return. Let's actually go in there and take a look. Although it has nothing in the reply, so just nothing in the source either. So it's there, we just can't read it or something. We've got administrator, and just so you know, yeah, that's our objective. I just wanted to take us through here. One more quick tour is robots.txt. That gives you a lot of the Deer Buster stuff. So let's go to administrator. And it's going to load. And we've got a login here. Well, as we want to do with all these things, just right off the bat, we're going to try admin, and then also capture it in burp. So my screen isn't too huge, but we'll just do this. Log in, we capture it. What do we see? You see there's the destination, nothing too big. We've got origin, we've got a cookie that's assigned, and then also right here is our security token. So I forward that, and it says, okay, they don't match. Let's go here, send that to the intruder, and that'll be our security token. You know, honestly, I forget if it's going to expire very quickly. So it could. But let's instead of just sending RockU to it, let's see what else we have here. Let me turn this off. And I'm sorry it's not rendering properly. I don't know why that is. There's supposed to be a picture. Can I open that in a new tab? There we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, the rest of the picture is not rendering. It's supposed to be a picture of Joker. In fact, in the last few days, it's really made me want to watch Joker. So actually today, while I was figuring some stuff out with like the cookies and stuff like that, I started watching it a little bit on and off, pausing and stuff. But it's been good. I haven't watched it in a while. So then, let's go to index.html. Okay, maybe it's not. It's Joomla index.html. While that's coming up, let me also mention, geez, this is about to start getting to me. It's been that kind of day. Joomla, oh, index.php. Oh, it still did it. That's good. I learned that Joomla is a content management system similar to WordPress, and I started researching how to exploit it, things like that. Just the front end exploits, the unauthenticated ones, don't work on this, at least as far as I could tell. Maybe there's something you can discover, but not me. The way that I got in is just a brute force. But from the website, we see it's Joker themed, as I've been talking about. We look here. There's the Joomla /CLI, but it is a 301 response code. So we can see what it does. And there's the payload of the website. So nothing interesting, just a little distractor. Let me tell you, so the way to get to the end of this is you take all the words here and you make them into a word list. And then you brute force using some decent guesses at usernames. The username ends up being Joomla, like the name of the app, and the password is Gotham with a capital G. Now let me tell you and show you how we get to that using burp. Now the one big reason I've not been using burp up to this point is because I didn't realize you could just paste in these word lists. I thought to read a word list in, it had to be a file, and that is only from the pro version. But no, you can even paste in the rocku.txt, and that's fine. But yeah. So I got this working. I also tried Zap because I could read in from a file, and that gave me some trouble, but I think the trouble would be solved if I reattacked it. That's a job for a different time. Let me just show you this. So we go into Intruder. Here's our security token. Let's clear out all of these things. We're just going to be attacking the username and the password. Awesome. There's our security token. There's the redirect. That's the return. And there's our cookie. It was just one of them. So we go to payloads. You see there's, this is going to be a cluster bomb, not a sniper. We got 2 payloads. The first one is the username. Let me just give 2 examples here, the wrong one and the right one. And then the second payload, this will be the password. I'm going to give awesome. So there's just a few. I just want to show you the different ways that these display. So we've got all that. We don't need to do options here. Let's just start this, and I'll be able to see immediately if we need a new security token. And we don't, because the length is 5614, right? That means it's returning the whole web page. Now, you see right here, these are 200 OKs, and there's a 303. And that means that that's the one we want. We see here there's a 303, and I think that appears just because it's so soon after this occurred. But you see the content length is 399. Now let's look at why that is. Here's the response. Right here, this is incorrect. It's a 200 OK, but we see username or password are incorrect, and it's right here. Do not match, no account yet. If we go down here, it's a much shorter response, but it includes the set, I think it's the set cookie is one of the important parts. Yeah, we're going to go with that. It looks very similar, but the set cookie here, that is definitely different. So that's how we know that that's good. And so here, there's no cookie in this one. And then down here, it's just right out. It tells you most recent request, invalid security token. So once this validation occurs, it cancels out the security token, but it takes a second. So that's why it replies like this, but with no cookie, because it was incorrect. And boom, it just went the rest of the way. So that tells us Joomla, Gotham, good to go. And that's the basis that I'm going to use to write a script. It should be extensible or adaptable to lots of different places. So I've got my burp proxy off. Go me. Joomla, Gotham with a capital thingy. Let me delete the cookies. That's one thing I got to deal with. And I actually just downloaded that so I could be lazy. Let me type instead of talking. So here we are. We're in Joomla. You see there's modules, which are Joomla's equivalent of plugins. I went in there. There's nothing we can do with them. The big place to go here is configuration templates. And then the protostar template, you see pages default for all pages. Click the check mark, click edit. And we look here. Oh, I knew I went to the wrong place. What is it? Do I click on it? Let me pause this while I remember. I did this yesterday. Oh, I got it. It's this over here. So you click, and let me make this bigger. Sorry if that's too small. Zoom in. That's a little bit bigger. Protostar, and here's all the different files. And we can just get straight to the point and go to index.php. We could go to any of these that we can access via the web, but I'll just go here. So we got that. Let me cat scripts prs. Oh, come on. prs.php. And we copy and we paste. PHP reverse shell. Make sure we got the right IP. It's 49.61. Let me go netcat lvnp80 since I'm about to put this in, and we're going to be back here very quickly. We save this. Click again just for funsies. Joomla/index.php. One thing I'm really liking doing is, that's the end of Nikto, is just curling. Curl glasgow dot pg/joomla/index.php. And that didn't work. Why didn't that work? So apparently I was editing offline.php. I honestly can't tell you how that happened. But just another one of those mistakes that is recoverable from. Save that. It was super weird. I saw that at the end. It said offline. It was weird. So let's get this. There it is. It's always such a treat when that works. All right. So let's upgrade this shell. I'm going to use the Python upgrade. Sweet. And finally, one thing that I finally figured out is you go stty raw echo and then space foreground. I didn't realize that that was it. That you could do it on a single line. That's the thing that's different about Z shell as opposed to Bash. So yeah. Here we are. We're back on the box, and we have up. We also have tab completion too. So that's a treat. Me being lazy, I go find in the root to dev null grep local.txt. Very quickly we see home rob local.txt. So next thing we're doing is we're going to take a look at Rob. And let me tell you, I spent a lot of time trying to find like a kernel exploit for this, and it just didn't work. There were a few that I tried. One would think with this kernel that I would get something, but no traction. So, put some effort towards it if you want to. But, man, like the ptrace exploits I thought would give me some traction, but no. Anyways, so I'm not even going to bother running the command, but, find /perm 400. There's very little on this box. And actually, I will run that because it's so fast. There's nothing interesting. So we look into user pivoting. We see there are 3 users. And we see, that's interesting, how to be root. Admin, I need your help. And there's local text. Also, there's, that different stuff there. Let's look at, there's Abner. You see there's Deers, directories. And here's the other one, Penguin. His directories there. You can read the someone who hides behind the mask. And it's very interesting stuff there. So there's going to be a few steps we go through. We're going to go through all those users. But first we have to get to Rob. How are we going to do that? We explore. If we explore enough, like going to, see there's a Joomla directory. There's also that Joomla 2 directory. If we look in the Joomla directory, oh, geez, come on. There we go. Killing me. There's that config.php. Yeah, let's pipe that to last for funsies. And what do we have? We have database information such as, see, DB type, host, user Joomla, password baby joker, right? So even though we didn't see MySQL from the outside, it's probably here on the inside. MySQL, user, Joomla, host, 127.0.1. I really dislike using localhost because so many times it can fail on you, but 127.0.0.1, I don't think it'll ever fail on you. If it does, then something really wrong is happening. And then password, which is baby joker. Here we are. Show databases. And you know what? The right one is the first one, and that was just an accident that I got to it. So, use that joke. Show tables. Equipment and task force. Select all from equipment. Empty set. Select all from task force. Semicolon. And we see all of these here, right? So what do we have? We have a Rob. We have Rob and then this thing here. Which, that looks a little exotic, doesn't it? Let's copy that. And we'll just Control D to that. And, well, you may know already what to do with that. It took me a little bit of research and just guessing, but you just run it through base64. Echo that. Pipe it to base64D. And that is the password. All of that. Question marks included. So we sue Rob. Here we are. ID. Well, there's some interesting groups. Unfortunately, none of them help. Sorry to disappoint you. CD home ls. cat, how to be root, try harder. Anything else we want to read other than Abner? Nope. Cat, Abner. Well, you know, my first instinct was this is some kind of easy rotation password or rotation key, like a rot13, etc. So I ran that through Vim and it gave me nonsense on the way out. So I Googled various rot decoder. And the very first result it gives me, make sure I had burp, not open. Let's see. Well, this wasn't the page that I got first, but it'll still work. The other one, it basically gave you the result of all rots, which is pretty awesome. This one I'm just going to tell you it's just rot 1. So, decrypt. All right, I didn't really like that. Hate to say it. The one that I found was the second result on that Google search is theblob.org/rot.cgi. And here we go. Rot 0 is this is the original text, and rot 1, here's that. You see the rest of them, so you can go all the way through to 25. 26, of course, is the same as 0. So here's the text. Hello, dear. Arthur suffers from severe mental illness, but we see little sympathy for his condition. This relates to his feeling about being ignored. You can find an entry in his journal reads, the worst part of having a mental illness is people expect you to behave as if you don't. Now I need your help, Abner. Use this password. You'll find the right way to solve the enigma. And then we get this, which is very easy to assume it is base 64 because the two equal signs. So just for funsies, echo, paste, base 64, decode. There we go. And it's not doing new lines. It's fine though. There's probably a way to fix that. I won't worry about it though. I hope my death makes more sense than my life. And there's numbers in there. Well, we pivot to the Abner user. And we just blindly hope that it gives it to us, and it does. So that's super cool. We are now Abner. ls. Nope. cd home. ls. lsla. Well, there isn't too much happening just yet. Here's the SSH directory. When I first came in here, I put authorized keys in to all these users. But I won't bother with that here. So the next thing requires you to basically look at everything. I mean, I guess the easiest hint would be searching for the Penguin username in the entire file system. Find. And then to dev null grep penguin. We have home penguin, and then the only file otherwise is this. So let's see. Oh, here we go. Good. So we unzip Joomla 2 administrator manifest files .dearpenguins.zip. Ooh, what's the password? So, to find the password, we have to have a little party. And we can try lots and lots of different things. But, spoiler alert, the password is just Abner's password again. ls. Cat, dear penguins. All right. Well, we have this, and then we have that. And this, we're going to see if that's Penguin's password. Sure is. So here we go. Nothing else interesting there. We're going to go where the juicy stuff is. Cat, people, no pun intended. La li la. That is a rabbit hole. What are we looking for here? We have read write, read permissions. That's just a note. Now this one is an executable that Penguin owns as part of Root's group called .trashold. Let's look and see what that does. It does nothing, which let me tell you is a real treat. But, I mean, that doesn't tell us immediately that we're supposed to do anything with it or that it can do anything. I will tell you, yes, that's the escalation vector. But let me tell you how we get there. So let me stop that. CD scripts, ls, Python 3. All right, we're going to be, I don't know why my alt down isn't working to change my terminal, but whatever. We're going to be wget 192.168.49.61 port 8000 pspy 64.py. Nope, just pspy 64. Cool. And we'll chmod plus x that. And then // pspy 64. Now I could probably grep or, pipe some of those errors to the end and stuff, but it's fine. What we're really looking for is just anything that's out of place. And we're not actually going to see anything immediately, but that's why I'll just start up here. Let me resize this because that terminal is now mostly useless. It's going down. We've got the original. Well, it's not the original. That's just the web data user's Apache. We've got Apache start. There's the root user. We've got an SSHD process. We've got all sorts of fun stuff. There's me suing. There's bash as the web user. There's my Python spawn. Shell interactive. That's just a trace back. And now, I think we're going to get there. Oh, look at that. Yeah, look at that trace. So, 1745. I didn't know this coming in first. I didn't realize that it was repeating every minute. I looked in cron tab and there was nothing in there. So, but bin shell c is running trash_old, and the user ID is root, and it's running on the first second of every minute. So, I mean, that's it right there. Hopefully I don't have to spell that out for you, but I will. We're going to basically just write a reverse shell. And we're going to have the reverse shell connect back to our box as the root user. So, LSLA, oh, that's right, v_trash, v.trash. So, when I did this, I kept the exit 0, just in case something about the system was depending on that to exit with a code of 0. And for this, I used the make FIFO because I just wanted to make sure that it went as smoothly as it could, using as little as possible. So the make FIFO one and netcat and bin shell port 81. Let's see. There we go. Netcat LVNP 81. Yeah, that looks good. Good to go. Ah, we have almost a whole minute to wait. All right. So let me pause this. All right, here we go. There it is. And there's our root shell. cd to root ls proof.txt. We are all set. So, this is a very long video. If you stuck it out, I really appreciate it. And I have the next like 9 days off of work. So I'm going to be having a super party and we're just going to be having a great time. So take it easy up until then.